And welcome back one and all, welcome back to something completely different. So this is DreamWeb, a game that was released in the early 90s for DOS, I believe the Commodore Amiga, and maybe a few others. And it's also a game that was released as freeware back in 2012. Link will be in the description. But what the hell is it? It's sort of a point and click adventure game, but not. It has a weird sort of UI and the interface is quite funky. But it boils down to being a dark cyberpunk adventure, and it really is dark. There is nothing happy about this game, and that's probably why I like it so much. It's got quite polarising opinions over the years, but I personally think it's absolute genius. So the general story then. There is the DreamWeb, and there are 7 evil forces that are conspiring together to destroy the DreamWeb, which is being played out in this cutscene of the monks going, "Oh my god, these things are coming to fuck us up." We play as Ryan, who is technically the chosen one, who is going to basically kill off these 7 evil forces and keep the DreamWeb from falling into madness, okay? What I quite like about this game is there's always this question of whether or not this is actually even really happening. Whether or not Ryan himself has just gone absolutely batshit insane and he's fabricating this all in his mind due to lack of sleep. So we've got 2 stories here. Either we're going to play as a homicidal maniac who's descended into madness, or we're the savior of the world. One of the 2. Which I quite like. And there's not many games which sort of open that before you and just say, hey, you're one of the 2, hopefully you're the good guy. So here are the DreamWeb monks. Of course, their point of entry is through the microwave. If you're going to enter our reality, of course, the microwave's the way to go. And here we are in bed with our girlfriend, Eden. We've just been sapped into the DreamWeb. This is the future. It's all a bit of a mess. We know what they want from us, and we think we understand now what we have to do. The 7 are apparently becoming stronger, so we need to start killing them off, really. They have haunted our dreams. They control the 7 points of the DreamWeb. But do we have to kill them? Yes, we do. They're all close to me. But who's the first one? His name is Crane. What actually quite lends this itself to the idea that you're actually a madman is because the people you're killing, or have to go out and attack, aren't actually necessarily evil. They don't portray themselves as these evil demons. They're just there. Okay. And this is very plausible that this actually could just be a psychotic episode. So anyway, the game is brought to us by Empire. And of course the creators had to have some very dramatic things with their names. I don't blame them. If that was going to be in a game, I would do the same thing. Very reminiscent of other cyberpunk works such as Blade Runner, this intro actually. Even the music has a slight Vangelis quality. Now the music is sometimes a little bit crackly. I think it's just because the version of the game I've got. I think the CD version had much better audio, and it also had some dialogue in the opening scenes, but unfortunately I've not been able to get hold of that version. So here we go, here is the game, and you can already see the funky UI. In the bottom left we have a nice little panel which zooms into everything that we can pick up. And here we are. For some reason we take up the left of the screen. And this is our girlfriend Eden, who we're now going to talk to. She's curled up in bed with her eyes half closed and the covers pulled tightly around her. She opens her eyes and she shows concern. We feel terrible. Apparently we're hot. Our skin is soaking wet. We were dreaming again last night and it scares her. We thought the dreams had gone away, but last night they were worse than ever. We don't think they're just dreams. She questions us. Apparently it seems so real and vivid. His mind is telling us to do things that we don't want to do. Again, note to all psychosis. We need to go see a doctor. She's worried about us. But we'll be okay. We'll sort things out. Okay, and apparently we need to get to work. Which is the next point of the game, really. Will she be here when we get back? And she says she will be. Okay, first point of call. We need to go to the desk and find our wallet. Open it up, and we have our cash card. A photo of Ryan and Eden. There's quite a nice multi-page inventory system here as well, and the last thing is a note, which has the numbers for our apartment on it. And I need to check that. 5106. There we go. It's always worth writing these things down. Okay, there are something else we have to do. We want to get the sunglasses out of the inventory. No, I don't do it like that. I need to go use. And there we go. We feel much better. Okay, onward. We also want, I think it's this cartridge. These will all be things we'll use in later episodes of this. But we're going to grab everything now. It's a lot easier that way. So we'll put that in our inventory. And we also want to get something out of the microwave. Very easy to miss this as well. It's a key. Because later we are indeed going to go to the DreamWeb. Okay, next thing. We are going to head to our apartment. Use the button. And of course use the elevator. Now this will take us to a low level garage where there's going to be a couple more bits and pieces we need to grab before we head off to our apartment. What's quite nice about this game is you can actually pick up nearly everything. Okay, we want this wrench. We can actually fill our inventory with a load of crap if we want to, and that was actually one of the things that critics didn't like, which surprises me, considering I quite like the fact that it's quite an open-ended thing. But it's quite tough. I mean, if we want to, we could pick up this oily rag. We're not going to, but it's nice that it's there. And I guess the fact that you can pick up everything does sort of reduce the structure of the game. And makes it less like your ordinary point-and-click game. So anyway, off to the apartment, and I will show you the main map screen. Here we go! Main map screen. There's our flat, there's Sparkies bar where Ryan works. We will go there in a bit. But our flat first. Okay, and we are around the corner, and if you remember correctly, our password is 5106. Okay, 5106. Okay, we need to do two things in our apartment. We need to get a knife from the bed, again for later. And we also need to access the computer terminal. Now we need one of the cartridges to activate that. I don't think it's that one. I think it's the red one here. Yes, I think it's this one. Okay. We now need to put this in the network slot. There we go, in the interface. Open, shove that in. Now we can read our email. Now the password and login for this you can actually find in the room. I can't actually remember where, which is odd. This is one of those weird gaming moments where I actually remember how to do this. I mean, I only actually played this for the first time, I believe, 2 years ago, so it's not too long ago. Okay, I think we need to type in log on Ryan. Okay, and our password is Black Dragon. I'm sure it must be in a bit of paper around the room somewhere. Okay, then we need to list all the things we need to do. Or can do, sorry, all the commands. Then we want to list mailbox. And we want to read the one from Sparks. It would be helpful if I was looking at the keyboard when I typed that. Let's try that again. Okay, a message from Sparks. We've been fired, although he'll give us a nice reference. We need to go see Sparks and see if he'll pay us what he owes us, because we're going to need money. And I think that's all we've got to do here. Let me just double check my notes. Nope, we've also got to list the stuff on the cartridge. Oh yeah, because that means we can get to the private stuff, which is the door numbers for Eden and Lewis. Lewis is the guy we're going to go see next. And the game even prods us in the right direction. We need to go pay him a visit. And we also have access to a van. That could be foreshadowing for later. Right, now am I done? Yep, right. I'm trying to think, do we need anything from the kitchen? No, my luck, I've missed something on the notes. Food tray. Multi-cooker. No. Right. Off to Lewis's apartment, where we'll get to see our first in-game cutscene, really. And it also sets a nice tone for what sort of game this is. Okay, down to the lobby. And Lewis's flat. Cutscene time. This unfortunately shows us what sort of world we're dealing with here. He just stole our shoes. Of all the things to steal, our shoes. Okay, so now that tomfoolery is out of the way, let's go see Lewis. You don't? No, he's down here. We don't need the burger, we don't need the carton. And you can tell it's Lewis's apartment, the fact we've got some nice dub music playing. Now, what was his code? There we go. And Lewis is sitting on the toilet because he's a classy fellow. I like the fact you can just walk into anyone's room as long as you have the number in this universe. Okay, so we're going to grab something out of his desk though, which is a card for the pool hall, which we'll need in a minute. And we're also going to nick the guy's trainers. We can't actually leave this area till we get new shoes. Put these on. Grab the other one. Okay, now we've pilfered his stuff, let's talk to Lewis. Ah, he's one of our oldest friends and he's slumped on the toilet wearing a hideous green shirt covered in food stains. Classy. Ah, he says hello to us. We feel pretty bad, but we could use some help. What do you mean? He can't help with anything. We're in deep trouble, and we need things. He asks us we're looking for drugs. We're not looking for drugs. We need a gun. He knows a dealer who can get us into some heavy stuff like that. He says it'll cost us, but we need to know. He asks us what we want with the gun. We can't tell him, it's complicated. Right, we need to go to the pool hall by the river. There's a guy called Silverman who will help us. We ask where the pool hall is. The pool hall is located, the address, is located on the back of the membership card. And we will be able to get in because we now have said membership card. Okay, so we look on the back of it, go to the inventory. There we go, the address is written on the back, so it's now in our destination folder. And we can clear off, we've done everything we need to here at the moment. Some cigarettes on the floor. And I like the fact you can pick all of this up. Guitar plectrums. Another cartridge. There's actually been a lot of thought put into this game, and I can understand again the UI is an interesting choice, but I still think it's bloody creative. Especially considering some of the other games that are coming out. They don't all have to be bloody clones of Monkey Island or Broken Sword to be a good game. But you try telling some people that. Okay, let's go to Sparkies. We also want to grab this bottle for later on. Okay, and find the entrance. There we go. In we go. Now, here we go then. I'm going to sit on this stool and begin the unfortunate "you're fired" speech. So unfortunately, Sparky's having to work behind the bar himself because we didn't turn up. He asks if we got his email. Oh, we're sorry we're late. It's not a problem. Oh, do we still have our job then? No, we're still fired because we didn't turn up in the end of the day. But we need the money, especially now we've got to purchase firearms. We promise we'll pull ourselves together. And luckily Sparky sort of sees through this and says we can have our job back if we do sort ourselves out. But can we have our wages? That's the main reason we've come. Okay, we need to run the card through the scanner. And my mind's just gone blank on how I have to do this. Do I have to use it? I can't take it out of the inventory. That shows our current balance. Can I not take it? No, can't do... Oh, hang on. Stupid me, I've just got to right click and hit use. Dumbass. Okay, we now have credits on our card. So if we go back to the inventory, we can now see how much we've got. 1243. And that will be all the money we really have at the moment, so... We also need to talk to this guy, and he will actually give away the location of our first target. He doesn't mind if we sit next to him. What's on TV? Ah, there we go. It's a program about the singer, David Crane. He's playing a concert tonight, and he's just arrived in town. And he is staying at the Regency Hotel. And there we go. That's now been added to our map. So, we need to go to the pool hall, see Silverman, get a gun, and go either kill a demon or kill a man in cold blood, depending how you think this game is worked. I'm still on the fence. Now the thing is, even though we have that card, if we try and actually use it, it'll tell us that we're not the owner of the card and our thumbprint doesn't match. Although actually talking to the receptionist just bypasses this entire thing anyway. So yeah, great security system, guys. We can't have a new membership, but we already have a card. We've got a friend's card. She's okay with us using it. Of course, we then question about the thumbprint scanner, and she says she'll sort it out. But we owe her one. Or him one. I can't really tell from the pixels who that is, what gender. Anyway, let's use the card, and let's get on with this. Another little elevator. We need to talk to the barman when we get down there, and then he will set up a meeting with Silverman. Ah, here we go, the bartender. He asks us what he can get us. We've been told we can get some help here. By who, he says? Lewis King has sent us. He's seen Lewis around. What exactly are we looking for? We need a gun. And he says Mr. Silverman can help us and the door code is 5222. And of course the barman will ring in. Silverman's office is to the far left here, and to be honest, this is probably the last thing we're going to do for this episode. DreamWeb's not a long game by any sort of stretch of the imagination. I guess most of its length is actually from the trying to figure out the things to do. But this will be a nice place to stop, and then next episode we will go forth and execute Mr. David Crane. Either in cold blood or, well, as a service to humanity, depending how you see it. Silverman asks our name. We are Ryan. Lewis sent us, and we need help. He'll help us if we have enough money, and hopefully we do. Well, for a fact I know we do, because this is part of the game. We're after a handgun. We are indeed. We want something easy to use. This is slightly meta, because as it's a point-and-click game, you can't really do very good gun combat. So this game really is designed for a child. It's a fully automatic pulse laser weapon with a full pack of ammunition and computerized sights, and it only cost us 200. Yeah, that sounds fine. But yeah, we need a really simple... There we go, a child could use it. The gun's sort of auto-aim, which is fine by me. It makes it a lot simpler. Okay, all we need to do now is put the cash card in the machine and we will get a gun. And then I am going to save the game, and I'm going to show you one of the first possible deaths that we can do. To my knowledge, anyway. You'll notice there's a bodyguard on the far right of the room. So what happens if we think we've been ripped off? Perhaps we want to get our money back from Mr. Silverman. That happens. We are terminated, and Mr. Silverman continues to smoke his cigar. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the first death of the game. When we come back, we will head off and investigate Mr. David Crane. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.